Oh, Excalibur, my goodness. Team number one for sure. What happened? You were sitting around looking at this screen all night. You wanted to beat everybody else. You are right. You still got it. That's for sure. Marielos. The view today, let me get my wisdom pose. How's that? It's pretty good. Sunny, we've got sunny weather. It's still windy, but I was thinking, should I go to the stable and look at the horses and enjoy some time with them in preparation to eventually getting back to writing, or do a live talk. So the wind and the laziness got to me, and the importance of the live talk to build the channel encouraged me to let go the horses today and just be here. Hello, Chad. How are you? Yeah, actually, it is a very perfect combination of the cranberry juice and the crystal powder of the beetroot from Germany, and the hot water actually is turned out perfect. Not too sour, not too sweet. And warm and good for you. You know, beetroot is very good. It's got lots of amazing nutrients and helps with the cardiovascular and blood circulation and the nitric oxide production, the repair of the lining of the veins. It's so many good things about it. And cranberry, of course, as well. It's got good things about it. Okay, yeah. The wisdom. I'm gonna have the wisdom face once in a while. Well, interestingly enough, guys, I received a link yesterday from one of our wonderful subscribers. I think it was, I don't exactly remember, but I will check and see. And someone at Twitch TV, a successful gamer, apparently had given a shout out to our channel, and it was a very pleasant effort and very kind effort that he did that, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And the fact that he enjoyed and found the channel helpful in his own personal life a couple of years ago, and to be kind enough to encourage and suggest it to other people who may be going through similar situations, breakups and so on. It was very nice. I was very glad that they actually, it's not just that I hear the channel is helpful to people, I also see it in the form of full support, like you guys sharing it on your social medias or however else you do. And he did it on his way, in his way, by elaborate discussion about the channel and the videos, and showing the videos and showing the titles and encouraging people how it helped him and so on. So I think his name was Milton at the Twitch TV, Milton, and it was very nice. I was very pleasantly surprised. I thank him for that if he ever sees any of these anymore. Excalibur says, Your wisdom pose should be drawn and called Mona Mehran in honor of the Mona Lisa. Very good, very good. Valduri says hello. Hello, Valduri. There must be an echo where Valduri is, because it says hello, hello. Christopher, love the channel, he says. I recently found it and I'm loving your wisdom with tea. Haha. Okay, good. Christopher, you know, with loving the channel and benefiting from the channel, as you confessed right now, comes with it a responsibility. Responsibility of not being selfish, allowing others to find out the secret you have found out so they can also be helped and on their way to recovery and finding that wonderful happiness experiences that life has yet in store for them. So don't forget, now you got to share the videos that you like on your social media and promote the channel and the site mindthatseekstruth.com, where you can find the books, ebooks, and short version of the long seminar I did at the local university a couple of years ago about the end of fear, talking about the role of thoughts and fear and how they're connected and so on. Very interesting, actually. So on, so forth. So please, guys, continue promoting channel. We are just getting to be noticed as Christopher just said. He recently found the channel, meaning we have to be found. We're accidentally found. We're not really, you know, have a presence so easily. So we need promotion. I just thought about a nice little ad that I would hope to record maybe in a month or so when the weather is better, maybe by the ocean somewhere, and then that could be a good introduction to the channel and why people would need to check out the channel. And I think that would be good if I do it right. Let's see. So now we have Excalibur says, I spend my weekend in the nature and damn it, Mehran, it's so refreshing compared to the noises. Yes, it is. It is always important to spend some time with yourselves to be able to ponder internally and consider things and figure out your thoughts and effects of it and connect with the nature, enjoy that conflux with the energy of the universe, energy of the nature, and find yourself with another part of this universe that is connected to you, which we often neglect and think only human beings, other humans, that we are to interact. Yet the energy flows through everything, including animals, humans, plants, trees, ocean. All these have different energies that when you align with it and have interchange and conflux in the same surrounding with them, feel the energy that is one and the same passing through you, passing through them, and flows from one end of the universe to the other universe, to the other end of the universe, through the trees, through the nature, towards you, passing through you, and through you, passing through you, to the rest of the nature, trees and otherwise. And feel that unity, to understand that you're not alone, you're one with all. You're one with all, one with the nature, and that's where you can actually find these feelings, when your thoughts are clear and only focus on life rather than challenges or things that has been come about by other people, or the things, societies, the rules, and things that we got to watch out or pay attention to. So that would be a moment that you can really become one with nature. It's a good thing that you do that sometimes. Excalibur said, what the hell, someone disliked the stream. Who's the in truth? Don't worry about it. We focus on the ones who like this stream. We've never had someone dislike the stream, but I do have a couple of people like that, which some of the videos that they're all like, there's always one or two, and that's it, one or two, and it's probably the same one person or the same two people that they go around. There's always somebody who doesn't like somebody for whatever reason. I know in the past there was one person and then became two, and they were just very unhappy that I would drink tea when I am holding the talks. They thought me drinking tea is a disrespect to their time. So I tried a little bit discussion with them to help them to see it clear, but they apparently were of different mentality, and some of the subscribers, friendly subscribers, gave a few answers to that person on comment, so I stayed out of it. However, there are always somebody who likes or dislikes something, and you shouldn't worry about it at all. So now we have Sandy. Hello Sandy, good evening Mehran. She says, I continue to learn so much from your videos and live talks. You are the greatest. Thank you as always. My pleasure, Sandy. And people like you and the words like your kind words are what eventually puts the channel on the map by word of mouth and actually comments like that, which hopefully we will see, and we have seen many of them in other videos. As you know, all comments here after the live talk is done is no longer registered, so it's all, deletes. But it's always good to hear that energy, and I'm glad that you enjoy the channel still. Andrea says hello, and to me and to everyone else. Hello Andrea, hope you're having a great day. Well Andrea, it's a sunny day and we're here with all you guys, so it must be a pleasant moment that we all are sharing. It's wonderful to be here, and I'm glad that you could make it as well. Jack, hello again Mehran. Hello Jack. And Alessandro says, hi Mehran, it's me, Alessandro DC. Yeah, I remember that. You're helping me a lot in this tough time. I just took the Beck depression inventory. Oh, what is that? Oh, test, I see. And I have severe depression, I see. It's tough to get past this dark time. You are right, it might be tough, but what we really need to focus sometimes in life, in situations that we can, it's not important how difficult it is. It's important that it is possible. We gotta focus on the possibility, not how difficult a challenge may be. Look at many inventors and many people who went against all odds in this world and the history. And they were able to help humanity and evolve and bring about new things, and they persevered and they were successful in bringing their dreams and inventions, services to reality, to fruition. And look at today's one of the people that is so strong in his visions, Elon Musk. He has done wonders with all the challenges that he was facing, and look at what he eventually recently has done with that rocket flying up. What was it called? Falcon Heavy. It's amazing his achievements, Tesla company and all that. So there's been tremendous difficulties and challenges on his way and many other people's way, but they have prevailed. So if we focus on the possibilities rather than the challenge itself, it could be much more helpful in materializing, in realizing our dream and our goal than just focusing how difficult it is. But I am sure, with the wisdom that you have shown here, and perseverance, the care you have about yourself, you will come out of this easy. If not easy, definitely. Because after all, guys, it's just a breakup. You look out your window, the sun still comes out. Beautiful night and moonlight is still out there. You're just one experience. It doesn't define your life. It's an experience on this journey. And there are other stations that you will stop and enjoy on this journey, other destinations, that what you have missed and is broken up was not the destination. It was a destination. For a while, short while, or how while it lasted, its duration. And that's what it was in the works for you. That's all it was, an experience. You're not supposed to try to turn impermanent to permanent and then say, why am I suffering? Because you are trying to turn everything that you like as if it's supposed to be all the time. And we turn that, what is joy, into, we want it to be more of it than all the time, turn it into permanent, and turn the joy into pleasure, and then it is a gateway to boredom, and then it breaks off. And we wonder, why are we suffering? Because you tried to turn something that is meant for you to learn and enjoy and experience, the joy, turn it to be, I want it all the time. And that takes a whole different path in life. And then you start focusing on that you want all the time and why it's not happening. Then you suffer from it. Instead of, I'll take it as long as it naturally takes its course. And if it breaks up, well, too bad, but okay, broke up. I tried to fix it. It doesn't. Okay, it's another person with different mentality and she wants to do something else. That's okay. But there's still life itself is there. That relationship was part of life. You keep thinking that that relationship was the life. So now you think when it's no longer there, the life is no longer there. No, that was a fragment of this whole big life that you're experiencing. And this whole big life, it's still there, will still be there, even if this relationship didn't work or the next one doesn't work. So if you understand this relationship between the relationship, the breakup, and the life itself, then you understand you have the bigger thing. You have the mother lode, the life itself. And there's so many more of these relationships in the belly of that life itself that you're part of it, that you wouldn't even have to worry about this one. Okay. You know, it's like having 1,000 apples in your bag. So one just fell out. So big deal. You tried to keep it in the bag. It didn't. It fell out. Okay. Here's another 999. What are you going to say? These 999 not worth it? Only that one? Why? Because you took a bite out of that apple and that seemed very personal. Start taking a bite out of the other apples you have in the bag. In other words, try to find other friends, new opportunities, new possibilities. Spend enough time with that and energy exchanges with those opportunities, with those people. And then you will see, hey, it even tastes better than the one because now I even am more aware of how things could or could not evolve. You will not be shocked. You will not be surprised. And you will be an old hand in that game. And you will enjoy it better because now you know the game better. So, come on now. Let's get that out of your head that it was the destination life. There's so many things for you to experience. Go and experience it. Why do you allow yourself to feel depressed? For what? A relationship? Oh, God. That's not life. It's just part of life. Okay, let's get on with it. Let's see what else is here. Andrew says, I have a question for today again. Okay, Andrea. How can I change my mindset from negative to positive? I want to smile more and feel happy with others. Thank you. Well, you can. You see, one of the reasons that we tend to think something disastrous has happened is because we think the relationship or the girlfriend or whatever your cases are, the boyfriend, is the reason why you're feeling pain. You see, breakup is not fun. It does feel painful. And you feel pain. But do you know where it's coming from? It seems so obvious for you. I broke up, so I'm in pain. But where is that pain coming from? Why is that pain there that makes you unfocused, unhappy, as you said? And you wonder, how can I be happy again because this pain? But where is that pain is coming from? Is it coming from the girlfriend that you broke up with or the boyfriend that you broke up? I'm just going to talk about one kind of relationship. You guys change it to however your situation is. So is it coming from the fact that you broke up with your girlfriend? Now, Andrea, you can change it to your boyfriend, but I'm just talking one type of relationship. So is it coming from because of your girlfriend? She broke up, she left, so that's where the pain you feel? Is that what you are missing? Is that why you're in pain? Yes? Yes? I wish I could see your faces. I see lots of them probably going like this. Yes? Is that really? 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 Is that the girl that has brought you the pain? Is it the apple that is so important by itself on its own? Or is it your ability to be hungry? Is your hunger that causes the apple to become so important? Which one is it? Is it the apple by itself? If it was the apple by itself, why do you not think apple is so important? Or you want it if you're just coming out of a restaurant with a full tummy of food? So it's not the apple, is it? It's your hunger that makes the apple so important. Is it the girlfriend that is bringing the pain? Is it the cause of your pain created in your body, in your feelings? The girlfriend? Is it? Is it? Or is it your desire for that girl? Your desire that makes her to be so important, and then you want her, and not having her is the pain. So the desire is the roots, or is it her the roots? Now think about it. I want you to think about your girlfriend or your ex, and think about the memories you had with him or her. And of course, when you think about your ex, always good stuff comes up. Never bad stuff, because that's how we are. We human beings are built that way. We only think about the good stuff. We forget about the bad stuff. So you're thinking about your ex right now. Go through this exercise with me and think about your girlfriend or your boyfriend, your ex, and think about all these things and the memories. And then there's an emotional file that comes with all that memory. And that emotional file is now hitting you the same way as it hit when it happened, whenever it was that emotional file was created. So now that emotional file brings about those feelings that you are feeling right now. The pain, the fact that you're missing her, and how you're feeling right now. Yeah, because the pictorials of the memory with it has an emotional file which comes with it to the forefront of your mind, and then you are reacting to that emotional file just as the same as if it was happening now, and that brings about the way you feel. Yeah? So thinking about your ex brought those emotional files, and now you feel the pain. Yeah? You thought of it and you feel the pain. Now what I want you to do is this. Come with me on this journey and think about the sport that you like. Maybe it's tennis, maybe it's basketball, maybe badminton, maybe baseball, maybe track, maybe horseback riding. Let's take horseback riding. Just imagine you just bought brand new riding boots and you have your helmet and you're registered for a horseback riding class or course. Now you're in that club. Now they bring the horse. Wow, what a magnificent creature. You're excited. They help you to put you on the saddle, and you sit there, heels down, you have the bridle, sit up straight, and takes the first walk. Imagine how it feels taking that first walk and seeing the world from top of the horse. Now, tell me, were you in pain? Were you in pain at the breakup right now when you were thinking about what I was just describing to you? No. Why? Because you weren't thinking about your ex. Yeah? You were thinking about something and you were not thinking about your ex. So it's the thinking that brought the pain. Because when you were thinking about your ex, the memory, the emotional file, it brought the pain with it. So, and this time you were not thinking and you were thinking about something else that didn't have any emotional file with it of that sort, and there was no pain. So it's not the ex, it's the thinking of that memory that brings the emotional files. You're triggering the things that, so it's the thinking that brings the pain, right? If you understand that it is the thinking of a certain situation that brings the emotions attached to it, which in this case is pain, then you got to understand where thought comes from. What is the relationship between thought and memory, thought and consciousness? And the fact that when you think about something, then you desire. What are the steps of desire taking place? When you understand that, then you go further, say, thoughts, memory, consciousness, desire, the elements that needs desire to be born, then the ego, then the fear, all of that. And what are the role of these things that create all these pain that I'm going through? So if thought is responsible for my pain, if my desire for the girlfriend, not the girlfriend's not doing anything. She's gone her way, she's with somebody else, or chosen a different path in life, or the boyfriend does that. And then you respect their wishes and respect yourself, and you can do the same, have your own path. But they're not really causing you. It's the desire, it's the thought. You creating that pain by thinking, by the desire, creating the desire of wanting. The wanting is where the pain comes from. So when we understand all these things, then we understand that, the knowledge of it sets me free. I now know it's not a mystic where this pain comes from. I know where the pain comes from. Pain comes from the thought. Pain comes from the desire, wanting the apple. The apple by itself is not important. Me wanting the apple is important. Why do I want the apple? Because I have ability to be hungry. Hunger, I want the nutrients that some of them exist in apple. I want that. That wanting makes that apple become important. And when I'm full, that apple no longer is important and I don't crave for it. Same thing. If you continue your life, build your life, and understand there's a life outside of this breakup. Breakup is not the life. Relationship is not the life. The girlfriend or boyfriend was not the whole entirety of the life. It is part of the entirety of life. And in life, there's so much more for you to build and experience, and therefore you will be full and satisfied and will not crave that apple anymore. You will not crave this girlfriend or the boyfriend or this relationship that is broken up anymore when you built new and experienced new in this whole entirety of life, which has a lot more to offer to you. So go and fill and satisfy yourself and experience new things like you just came out of the restaurant with full wonderful food, and that apple, as important as it was yesterday when you were hungry, no longer has any importance to you, because it is your hunger that makes the apple important. It is your desire that makes that girlfriend or the boyfriend seem so important and desired and wanted, not them themselves. So understand where it all comes from, and then you will have a knowledge that not so easily things of that nature can bother you anymore. And you can see it clear and continue your journey and stop on other destinations and experience life in full. That's what I have to say about your question, Andrea. I hope it was something for you to enjoy. All right. Alessandra says, that's a good question, Andrea. Now I want to hear if that response was something that you guys can understand. Avtar says, hi Mehran, you're a legend. Okay. The legend that no one knows about it. What good is that? If I'm a legend, everybody should know about my work. But then again, we're waiting for you guys to launch this whole channel as big as you can. And Emmanuel says, hello Mehran. As promised, here are the two questions. Oh, promised? What's the two questions? Let's see. I missed it. Where did it go? Wow, we got so many questions today. I'm delighted. By the way, we hit 22, guys. We are getting famous. Wonderful. Let's see. Where did I go? Where did you go? All right. Emmanuel says, was your ex-wife Iranian? Why did you guys separate? Well, you know, everybody has different reasons for separations, and people go through different experiences in life and grow differently, consciousness different, and they react to life experiences differently, and then suddenly they think perhaps maybe they could find it more or less of a challenge when they separate. These are the momentary thoughts that people have, and that's why they do. And later on, they may come to conclusion, oh, that was a mistake that we separated, or it was the right thing to do. But where my wife was from, my wife was half Persian, half German. She grew up in Germany all her life, and therefore, just by genes, half Persian, father Persian, mother German, and that's maybe why I like Germany so much. Okay, now Percy says, Percy is rather disrespectful comments in front of his name, and I hope Percy would refrain from putting these silly, disrespectful comments here. And if he doesn't enjoy this channel, he may go and enjoy it somewhere else. Otherwise, these kind of words and these kind of sexual innuendos and sentences is got no place here. So thankfully the system has filtered your comments, and now I'm going to delete it. And if I see one more of these unnecessary and disrespectful comments, I would have to kind of cut you out of this forum. And I thank you if you could be part of the positive contributions into this discussion. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you in a timeout until you think it through, and if you are going to be respectful, then you may join in. Otherwise, have a nice day. Um, Marielos says, I get this feeling that every time I meet someone, I become someone I believe they will like. I'm never sure of who I really am. How may I know myself? Very good question, Marielos. The question is, who am I? Who am I that I don't know how to be? Who am I that I try to alter it like a chameleon, depending on who I meet, try to find out what environment I'm in and take the colors of that environment, see what they like, and I try to comply. Why? Because I'm so eager to be liked, to be affirmed. Stop being so eager to be affirmed or to be liked. Like yourself. To like yourself, you got to know who you are. And what am I? Who am I? Are you your looks? Are you your body? Are you the muscles you have chiseled or fit in the gym? Are you the smile that you have? Are you the friends that you have? These are all part of you, maybe, because our entity is in the form of mind and body, not just body. Body, which we spend so much time in the gym and for exercise and for health and take care of it, what we eat, what we don't eat, and what we wear, what we don't. We make it all look the way we can. You know, the suit, you got your guy, you put a suit on, you know, do your best to look fit. You're a lady, you put your dress on, and again you try to be fit, and all the things you can do to make yourself physically presentable, or the way you like to see yourself, or you think others would prefer such a physical presence. But that's part of you. The other part is the mind, right? The mind and body makes us to be who we are, right? Not quite. That's just apparatus. We have the mind, we have the body. It's like you have the computer. But what about the program? What runs this computer? That's where we get to know what we really are. Otherwise, the physical part of us is like a computer. Many of them have different shapes and look. But what makes them run is what it's really. You see, look, they have the memory, that's the mind. They have the frame and all the other attachment, keyboard and so on, and the screen, that's the body. But then what about the ingredients or content of the memory, of the mind? Just having the memory part, the motherboard, and the rest of the computer, the body, so it has mind and body. But what about the stuff that is in the motherboard, in the memory, the program? We too, mind and the body. And so they're both here. I know the brain is here, the mind is in there. Let's say the activities of mind is in the brain. So we have the brain, we have the body, and we think we're complete. But what about the stuff that is in the mind? Where does that come from? The traditions, the religions, the rules, the customs, the books we read, people we met, auntie, teachers, parents, siblings, friends, the environment we grew up, things that we saw, how it's put together, movies we watched, newspaper we read, the things that happened, how the things were going, where we were raised, all of that. Plus the other things that came from our ancestors and somehow got into our genes and come to us. All of that is our center. And then with that equipment, as we grew, we learned from how it started thousands of years ago, when a caveman eventually learned the thinking process and the experiences, and then how consciousness was born, which we discussed that before. And all of that brought about the continuation of filling up the content of our consciousness. And then we have thoughts, we have consciousness, then our fears, our ego, desire, understanding all the other things that I just talked about, including cultures and religions and nationalities and so on and so forth, have become our center. That's who we are, not what we drive, what we wear, how we smile, how much money we have. Instead, go inside and learn who you are based on your thoughts and consciousness, fears, desires, and ego. Understand all the mechanism of it. Find out what your order in life is, how you live, what you do, the things that makes you tick, the things that you want to do, your routine. What is your mechanical process in life? What are the things that you do to bring about that psychological security, the elusive psychological security? Things, the groups that you join in order to bring that psychological security to yourself. Yet, by doing that very thing that you think brings psychological security to you, by joining this group, then you're supposed to abide by the rule of that group, which that takes away the very freedom and the very psychological security that you were hoping to gain by joining them, become part of a pack. That itself defeats the whole purpose. Knowing all these things, the mechanical process, the order, the psychological security, the center, the traditions, the customs, the tribes and nationalities, and all that, that is you. Now, your capability to switch around and take bits and pieces to play a role in a theater that you've created in presence of these people that you want them to like you is ability of human being. But that doesn't mean how you are is what you are. What you are is what I explained to you. Who you are is what I explained to you. If you focus on that and stick with what it is and be reasonable, you don't have to disagree with people, but you don't have to just turn around and be a chameleon and be just like them. Because then in being like them, you're losing yourself. And losing yourself is nothing worse than that. Then you end up thinking, who am I? I just tried to be like somebody else, but I know that's not me. So why am I doing this? Because you want to be affirmed. You want to be confirmed. Stop wanting to be affirmed. Just see if you can affirm them, if you can qualify them. Have a little bit more belief in yourself to stay who you are. If something is not good about you, go ahead, fix it. Learn it, research it, and modify. If something is good about you, then it doesn't matter who is different, who wants you. You are allowing your want for that relationship or them liking you to influence you to let go of who you are and become what they are or looking for, which could be nonsense. So all this time that you spend time to build yourself, you're going to simply switch around just because you want something and you're exchanging what you want to who you are. That's not an amicable trade. What you are is more important than what you want, often, especially in these cases. So don't trade who you are to what you want to, because that gives you what you're looking for that short pleasure. Don't exchange pleasure to who you are. If you remember that alone, that could help you to stay, in most part, you, as we just described. I hope that would be something for you to ponder. All right. Carpe Diem says, good to see you again, Mehran. Thumbs up, everyone. Yes, yes, that's time for a thumbs up. The Sergeant Carpe Diem is here. And oh, we get so many messages from someone that I just gave him a timeout. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now, Black Hat says, hi Mehran, my favorite YouTuber ever. You're the best. Thank you, Black Hat. Valduri is talking to Andrea. Okay. Andrea says, wow, this is what you talk about now. Just made my day. Okay. I never thought about breaking up like this. I knew it will worth to tune into your channel today again. Okay. By the way, that bit that I just gave you is actually the basis of the advertisement that I want to make for the channel, which when I get around to it, we'll have it and we'll hopefully use it to promote the channel, which I think that encompasses what this channel is all about and helps people just by the advertising itself. It helps them to recognize something, but then for more, they can go and check the channel. Thank you, Excalibur, but we are not interested in that. So, just because we are cordial and kind and helpful, supportive, and we love each other as people, and we have many things in common, that doesn't mean that we want to, you know, get back together or anything like that. Everybody has their own personal lives, and we are interacting with a very cordial, positive energy and civilized manner, and focusing on life and supporting each other. But that doesn't mean that we are interested in having that personal life together. We each have our own personal lives. These are good wishes that everybody would think that that's how it should be. No, this is great the way it is. Thank you, Excalibur. Andrea says, thanks, it's good. Okay, all right. And Black Hat says, I broke up like 8 months ago. I don't want her back. I know she no good for me, but I still find myself thinking about her every day. What can I do? Will I ever get back to normal being alone? I mean, yes, of course. This is normal to think of your ex. What's wrong with that? You had a duration of an experience. You have knowledge of it. And many part of it, or some part of it, was pleasant. Especially, you want that pleasure parts. And that's why you think of her, because it was giving you a certain kind of a pleasure. But just because something gives us pleasure, that doesn't mean we should have it. The memory is there, it's beautiful, you can think of it whenever you want to, but understand, treat it as memory, not as something, oh, it's memory, but now I want it. There are lots of beautiful things, or, you know, good energies around, but it doesn't mean every time you see something that it pleases you or gives you pleasure, you're going to have it. You walk in a park and you see lots of beautiful flowers. Are you going to pick them all, destroy them, or what? You want to own them? Just enjoy. It's part of the whole environment. The memory that you have is also part of this whole environment, part of this world, part of this life that's supposed to give you a little bit of atmosphere whenever you want to. But doesn't mean that just because something gives you atmosphere, now you got to hold on to it. Now I want it. Now I want it permanent. Well, enjoy it and then let it go. Understand that this is just part of things that enhances the quality of your life if you want to, if you find it qualified enough. You don't have to treat it that way, just if you feel like it. There are relationships like memories, like many other things you have memory of school, memory of, I don't know, some horse you rode, memory of some game of tennis you played. They all come, and even you might have lost on that tennis game, but there are moments of that tennis game that is a memory that is pleasant to think about it. But it doesn't mean that now that I thought of it, what can I do so I can change that result to a winning match for me? Because that would, what? Just enjoy the memory. You don't have to own the memory and turn it into a result that you would have preferred it to be. Just enjoy the memory. Can you not sit in front of the ocean and enjoy the waves flowing and see the energy of it? Do you have to swim in that ocean just because the beautiful waves are coming? Just enjoy the waves, the atmosphere. You don't have to be part of everything that is pleasurable. You know? Sometimes too much of things actually becomes annoying. You pass by a bakery and smells these sweets so wonderful, and you pass by and you say, wonderful. But go back into the kitchen and stay there for 2 hours and breathe that whole sugar and things like this. So, holy shit, I want to get out of here. So everything in moderation. Enjoy it and move on. You don't have to own everything, attached to everything. Now my memory. How many memories do you have of how many girlfriends or how many experiences in life of different kinds? Now you want to have them all? They're going to hoard things and collect things and then not have anything to do with them, just there so I can feel confident, psychologically secure. I have this, I have this. So you're turning actual life into material things by memories. I gotta own everything that brings these memories to me. So I gotta have them. And now I'm in pain because I can't have them. So we're creating all these thoughts and desires and cravings. You know, the apple and the hunger we just talked about. Don't get me going on that again. That was a long talk. So let's go on with Zahin says, whenever I am free, I listen to your videos and your words psychologically motivates me a lot. It feels really good when a person really cares for those who are emotionally broken. I would like to know, is there anything or any event which inspired you to help us psychologically, or you have come up with the idea all of a sudden? Good question. Well, you know, I have a very good ability to deliver things, and I've always tried to help people. And sometimes my friends, husband and wives, had problems, and I would discuss things with them. Through my time, I always tried to mediate between people who had conflicts, if it came up to be, not professionally or not, but just as part of something that I wanted to resolve, help people to find harmony. So that was there in the background. But of course, I was always involved in, from university time, in martial arts and meditation, which helped me to tune in more than my nature was, in more specific way, into universal energy, universal flow, the harmony with the universe, with nature, and understand all these energies, and to be able to help people in many other ways as well, and help myself to learn about life and to, you know, deal with challenges and so on, and be able to use these understandings to negotiate, paddle through the waves of the ocean. on my little boat. And there was a time that my son broke up with his girlfriend, and we were discussing that, and we were actually on a vacation, on a holiday. We were in Hawaii. And so I discussed with him about the emotions, about the things, about, you know, his thoughts about breakup with his girlfriend and so on. And so through the discussion, he turned around and says, you know, Dad, all these things that you tell me are really helpful. It really clears things out for me. And it's good. So, and coming from that background of wanting to help, so that was the start that we continued, and of course continued, and then, you know, maybe another girlfriend, and then another breakup, and so on. And this, I kind of got my training further developed through contribution of my son having different many girlfriends, and you know, the stories and so on, so we could discuss it together because we were very close. We discussed these sort of things. And so I also thought maybe I can put some of these thoughts on YouTube and discuss about, you know, what happens and how we should behave after divorce, because I got divorced and I had views of how to use my martial art background, my philosophy of universal connection, and that philosophy, that approach to life of harmony, and how one should treat his ex-wife, and how the exes should treat each other and interact after divorce, and then in relation to upbringing of children and how they discuss matters in front of the children after divorce. All these videos, I thought maybe I can share this with people who may also be able to enjoy these things that I think is important. And then added up things about breakup of boyfriend girlfriends, like when my son broke up with his girlfriend, and so on and so forth. So these videos came up to be 1, 2, 3, and then a little bit more, and you know, I've got things to say, so it became more than a few. And then many people started commenting on it and getting benefit from it, and then I started having more help with them when I wanted to help them on their comments. So I suggested to them they can contact me on Skype, and then I would help them on Skype, all for free. For 2-3 years, I just was not looking for any economic gains. I was busy with my own business, and I wanted to help people, especially young people that I knew how painful this could be. Everything is new for them, and they could be in pain, as it was for me when I was younger, and as it was the experience is the same for everybody. And so when my son broke up with his girlfriends, and I could see the challenges there, and the thought process and things that needs to be discussed, and how things could help out. So I thought there would be many other young or old people around the world that don't know really why they're feeling this way, and I could help them. So we continued that, and then all around the world, the Skype consultation was free for almost everybody from Mexico, UK, anywhere in the world, you know, Hong Kong or Korea or wherever it was, China. I would discuss it with them. United States, Canada, I'd help them out. And we discussed it further and further while I was continuing my research and in the works of Mr. Jiddu Krishnamurti, which started teaching the behavior of the psyche, thoughts and consciousness, fear, desire, and ego, from 100 years ago, over 100 years ago. And many have enjoyed his teachings, but nobody mentions his name. But I have nobody that, maybe they do, maybe it's not nobody, but I would like to say that I think everybody should mention his name, because he's the pioneer of all these understanding. And so, and I have discussed the benefits I received from his teaching in the foreword of my book. So I researched his work. I haven't read any of his books, but I have researched thousands of hours, in reality, thousands of hours, over and over. His discussions with the psychologists who would gather around the world with, along with quantum physics mechanics professors around the world, some of them, who would gather around in meetings, small meetings, discussing and asking their concerns and questions about their field from Mr. Jiddu Krishnamurti, and analyzing all these discussions, listening to them, alongside with my own understanding of the behavior of mind, the movement of mind, through the meditation and the philosophies that I had studied in university from the Eastern philosophies and so on, and my own capabilities and experiences in life, all gathered around, benefited me from being able to help others with my special delivery and abilities to deliver points which often are very difficult to understand, but I have this ability to make it easy for everybody to understand if they find it more challenging, if it's not coming from me. So basically, that is something that I enjoy. And my research for many years, and of course through lifetime, Aikido and meditations and my personal experiences and researches, and of course thousands of hours of watching and learning and analyzing and pondering on teachings of Mr. Jiddu Krishnamurti, a scholar well known in the world, has helped me to be able to further expand my understanding. And the combination of all these has brought about, I don't know, what I do. So I hope that answers your question. Stian says, 26-year-old, oh, thank God, somebody finally is so disciplined. Not that you guys are not disciplined. I don't mean to be derogatory. But you all think that I remember how old you are and where you're tuning in. But I don't, even though I know you, most of you on here. So it is wonderful that somebody tells me where they're tuning in from, how old they are, if they're male or female. That gives me that whole, what I need in order to address what they want to be addressed in a proper fashion. So Stian says, a 26-year-old male from Norway. Do you have some advice if you have no work, few friends, and just experienced a bad breakup? I'm depressed. I don't like being with myself and I feel very lonely. Ah, I see. Well, you know, we are animals that we love to be in a pack, like wolves. We feel security in that, and we don't necessarily like to be lonely. It's okay to be alone, we talked about it before, but we don't want to be lonely, because we like, and the reason we are lonely is because we don't interact. For some reason we find, it's like if you go play soccer and then you hurt your leg and you can't run, and you sit on a corner. And while you're sitting on the corner, all you're thinking about is something wrong with me, because you're sitting in a corner. You attribute and you connect the space and immobility that you have for the reasons that you have hurt your leg, but you don't think about the reason. You just think about what you're doing, and what you're doing is sitting around immobile, and that causes you to think that you're not interacting, obviously, no exchange of energy, So then you feel you're lonely. But you're lonely because your leg hurts and you're sitting around in a corner. Not that you really are lonely, by force of the situation. Now, when you are going through a breakup and you have no job, and therefore you feel useless in a way, and nothing is worse for a man to feel, I'm not making money, I don't have a job, and the one thing that was making me to feel more was my girlfriend, and now she broke up with me. That means to me, I feel like it's diminished. So now that one thing that was making me feel more, and I was getting pleasure from it, because not having the job and not having anything, the sex itself would have made me to forget about every challenge and everything that I didn't have. And at that moment of intimacy and climax and sex, I wouldn't focus on anything else but her, but the pleasure, and it would make me feel whole and complete, and not worry about, I don't have a job, I don't have money. None of that would come to mind. In fact, I wouldn't even be aware of my own existence at that moment of making love. And therefore, it was perfect. And I could see that salvation, momentary, however it was, in her. Now I don't even have that. So to me, now what am I going to do? Because the job is the problem that I don't have. But her was bringing pleasure in such a way that I would forget about the job that I don't have. Now that she's not there, the job looks bigger problem, and I don't have the pleasure. So it's all seems to be, what am I going to do? Well, the good news is that was the gloomy part. And also the fact that I know about these things, and what you're going through, from what I just said, you should realize what you're going through is not an anomaly, is not exclusive to you. Everybody is going through it or has gone through it, or if he hasn't, they will. So this is part of life. Don't be too depressed because you're being normal. The fact that you're going through this, you have no job, you have no girlfriend, no pleasure, and you feel lonely, that's normal. That's being normal. That's being part of life. There is no one in this world that has not experienced what you're experiencing now, or is not experiencing right now what you're experiencing now, or if it hasn't, will not experience what you're experiencing now. Everybody has, are, or will. And that is part of who we are. This is part of this life. This is how this river flows. So stop thinking, number one, stop thinking that this is you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just in this part of the experience of life. That's okay. We all do that. Second is, the good news is that every day things change. You cannot take this moment of what you are, think because this is what you see and this is what you know how it is, then this is how it's going to be forever. That's not true. It is only how it is now. It could be like this tomorrow. It could be the day after. It could be for a month or a year. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. Because every day, regardless of you see the change or not, there are changes being made anyhow. You may not see it. It may not be visible. And you may not notice it. That's fine. But it doesn't matter that it's not happening. The changes towards something new is happening, even if you're sitting around. But my suggestion to you is don't sit around. Don't think that this is something you can't do anything about it and it's just the way it is and you're the only one in the world that this happened to. No, none of that. This is like you got a cold and you know that everybody else got a cold and it will go away eventually. So therefore you don't think about it too much. You just endure it. You do what you got to do and you rest and you whatever, and then and you're fine, that you know it'll be fine. Now I want you to think about this the same, that many people have gone through it, and if your reason for being depressed is the fact of the girlfriend and the no job, and it doesn't have a medical reason to it, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, therefore you need to talk to your doctor if you feel that you're depressed for any other reason than these sort of things, which are temporary, and then have him or her tell you what they think you should do for that. If they do a blood test to see if you have any chemical imbalance or any reason for the depression, these are things that I'm not qualified to talk about. But what I'm talking about is my experiences and experience of a regular, normal day-to-day depression that people could have because of this happening or that happening, or some kind of a light thing, as you say, about your girlfriend or breakup. So first, you need to understand that you need to get involved with exchanging energy. And you need to look at this as just a cold. And that is going to go away by you taking care of yourself. Part of that could be go to your doctor and talk to your doctor about how you feel and see what they think about it, like you do when you have a cold or a bad cold. However, having done that, then what you need to do is to think that this is normal. There's nothing weird about you. And you're not a loser of any kind. This is what we all experience. And if we experienced it last year, I could experience it next year again. Or with somebody else a few months from now. I may break up and I feel sad about it. So this is all what is part of life is. Then you need to exchange energy. Meaning you need to get involved with something that gets the old energy out and brings new fresh energy in. Like when you do cooking in the kitchen, smoke is there. Now if you don't open the window and let this smoke, cooking smoke, go out and fresh air come in, it'll be kind of uncomfortable. So what you need to do is the same. You need to have this conflux of energy encouraged by exercising to your fitness level, what is healthy for you. You may want to discuss again with your physicians to make sure that exercise is good for you. And then you want to do some maybe walk on the beach, and maybe if you have few friends, well, some of those friends are available, and then you can maybe take a walk with them, discuss things that bothers you or things about your breakup a little bit, and then alongside of maintaining all this, the maintenance that you're doing for exchanging energy and discussing the thingy what you're going through and getting support from your friends, and because when you're with friends and so on, there's oxytocin is created by the fact that you're around them, and that brings you a natural high, which definitely is what the brain can do. And the other thing is that you want to make sure that you sit and plan for making more effort to find a job. It doesn't matter what it is, something that you get paid for it, something that is a decent job, something, whether it's in your field or not, something that makes you feel like I am producing money, a little bit even, just for the morality of it, yeah? And some of the things that you definitely don't want to do is to try to rely on temporary pleasures of whether sex or a drug or something to smoke or drinking to make you kind of feel like everything is okay. That's bullshit. Don't do that. That's negative. That bringing toxin in your system, that bringing addictions to you, introducing addictions to you, and the substances that does that, other than what the brain is capable to do naturally, are not good for any situation, let alone this kind of situation. So encourage your sports activities to your healthy fitness level, create exchange of energy, do things that you like to do, look for a job definitely carefully and vigorously, and spend time with the friends that you like, talk about the things that concerns you, and create this creation of oxytocin and serotonin and dopamine. By being around your friends and family, the oxytocin is created, because when you are with a girlfriend, naturally your mind secretes these chemicals. Dopamine gives you the signature, the signing of something good is happening, and then the holding hands or looking at each other's eyes and interacting that way, promise of sex and pleasure, brings the oxytocin, and then of course serotonin and opioid, and all these create this high in you, and then they hijack this whole feeling of highness and make you only focus on I want the girl back. Because this is just like a drug. The people who get on drugs and then the drugs hijack their good feelings and make them shoot it up so high, and all they can think of is not really what happiness they have, is how can I get that happiness back, because it shoots down again and then you want that feeling and you go to get more drugs and so on. Now, being with a girl in a relationship, it has a similar effect to that particular girl. So what you're feeling is that you want the high that you were getting from that girl, because it was creating all these you know, dopamine and oxytocin and serotonin and opioid and all that because of that relationship. And you're going through a certain kind of a withdrawal symptom. And in order to combat that, you got to create that energy and the things that it makes you feel good by sports, healthy activities, friends and family to create the oxytocin, and a job to bring the satisfaction that something good is happening. Dopamine is created. All these natural behavior will create that natural balance in you. And before you know it, she doesn't seem to be any problem or a main problem or big problem, because you have compensated with all these other success and all these other achievements, all these other management of what you're going through, and yet if you feel confident and capable to manage this, and in that way you're on your way to get in the gear and get out of the puddle, the pit that you parked in, and see that you're definitely capable of climbing up of this and moving on and see what's out there, and then you choose where you want to park and enjoy a picnic. So I hope that would help you out, and I hope that you will do as whatever it is that makes you feel strong again. Stian, something for you to think about. Sandy says, love your apple explanation, Mehran. I'm sticking to oranges from now. Okay, just don't eat them with the skin. You gotta peel the orange. Aso says, hello everyone. Hello beloved Mehran. Hello Aso, how are you? Aso says, my ex is still playing games, confusing ones. He smiles at me, watches me from a corner where I'm not looking. He would write tweets indirectly about him, waiting for a dialogue. And Aso says, but he won't talk directly. What's going on? Nothing. Ignore him. Ignore him. You know, it's no different than somebody, your telephone rings and you pick up and the other person doesn't talk. You put it down again and it rings, you pick it up and this person, well, the hell with you. If you don't want to talk, why you ring me? And if that happens, what do? Next time it rings, you don't pick up, right? You ignore it. And that's what you should do with this kind of behavior. I broke up with you, but I look at you, I smile, I text, I say indirect stuff. The hell with that. Move on. Don't entertain what is being thrown at you. Just, you know, don't follow. Lead your life. And use what I just discussed when I uploaded again, if you didn't hear what we discussed, because it discusses your questions and concerns as well, that you won't talk directly either. You've been feeling sadness in your body and not eating well and sleeping well, and all that is because of your thoughts. We discussed that, and you got to understand that it is really not that person. It is your hunger for a relationship, and that means get yourself back together, build your life the way you should, accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, and then go on and build another relationship. God knows there's 7 billion people in this world. I mean, are you telling me that out of this 7 billion, there's only one person? One? No. It just happens to be the one that you know about. That's all. And people really, they are prefer what they know than what they don't know. But often what they don't know is far better than what they know. So give it a chance. Don't be so dogmatic at that one. So what? What is that one? What? Is it a god, a deity? What capabilities is that one that you're so hung up on, any of you? What does it have? What capabilities does it have? What is it? Can cure a common cold? What? Doesn't have to get up and go to the bathroom? What? What have you made out of that person that has left you? That is so... It's the pleasure of it that you want. It's the feeling that you had something and it's not there. You think something is diminished from you. It's the energy that you put in that relationship. And you miss all that. And your ability to be hungry and desiring is what really is all about. But watch this video again. You will get lots of ideas that we discussed today. And I think they are wonderful for you to ponder on. It's all about your fears of being refused. So what? What happens if you're refused by somebody else who can be refused by other people? What is it that you made this person's refusal towards you as the end-all be-all, while this very person can be refused and is refused by others all the time here and there as well? So what makes it? It's only your belief that you shouldn't be refused of anything that you possibly want, because that could hurt your image that you have of yourself in your mind. You have created a certain image of yourself, and you don't want that image to be tarnished. And you feel if somebody doesn't want you or goes against what you really hope to look like, that tarnishes your image, and your image has become you. Your image has become more important than your own center. Well, while you create these images during the day, 100 of them. You know, as we talked about it, you drive a car, your image of a driver. You're in a bus, your image of a passenger. You drive the bus, your image of a driver of the bus. You're in a school, your image of a student. You teach a class, your image of a teacher. You're with your parents, your image of a son or daughter. You're in a shop, your image of a buyer, a shopper. You're working in your company, your image of a clerk or a person, a profession of some kind. These images are what you create in order to negotiate with the world, with life, with the other people's images. So really, your image has been refused by the image of somebody else that neither of them really exist. The images are having relationship and they're refusing, rejecting each other, and you're suffering for what the images are going through. Get rid of the images, have no image, then nothing will be hurt, and you wouldn't be wondering and worried about, oh, I look different now. I don't look the way I had myself in my mind. Something has come off of me. What? What has come off of you? Look at yourself. You're the same way as you were before the breakup. Nothing has changed. Same nose, same eyes, same way, same clothes, everything. The only thing is that you are worried about that image that you had of yourself when you were in a relationship, and now you don't see that drawing, and you can see a different drawing. And that difference between the two drawings, the two images, is what makes you feel like as if you've lost your life. While life is out there waiting for you. Go ahead and create another image with somebody else, for God's sake. Okay. I don't want to get angry. There's so much to talk about that I really would like. Eventually, there will be arrangements of a workshop for a weekend, some country, that we would be able to have hundreds of people there, and we could go through this whole learning about all these games that the thoughts mind plays and makes us fall into that trap and become and follow an illusion of something that causes us pain, a thinking that it is real, a problem, where it's actually, by understanding, we see actually it's just a game. It's not a problem at all. But our sensitivity and need for all these recognition, all saving my image and my energy and my whatever, and all that has caused you to think that it's all real, important. They're not important. But I understand, we're all human, we have emotions, but I'm trying to teach you, show you, share with you that all these ways that you feel has a reason. And the reason is all about you understanding your thoughts and consciousness, fears, desire, and ego. And all your fears that is creating for these purposes is because you're comparing what it was to what it is and what it could be. And that's what creates fear. When you think about how it was, and it was pleasurable, I wonder if I could ever have that kind of a feeling again with another girl. You just compared how it was you were feeling when you were with your girlfriend, and you compare that I wonder if it will be still again. Even if you are still in a relationship and not broken up, you will create fear for yourself. Thinking, oh, I'm so happy about this relationship, but then I wonder, will it be the same tomorrow? Or will it be the same 2 months from now? Or is she gonna cheat on me? Or is she gonna change? Or am I... You're creating these differences, comparing yesterday, comparing what it was with what it is, what it could be, and you create this anxiety and fear. If you understand all these as we go through it, which takes a weekend maybe at least, we could help and reach lots of people. Hopefully that will happen someday. Okay, now Olga says, hello Mehran, hope everything's well. Hello Olga, good to see you here. Olga says, throughout my life, I noticed how other people's energy kind of suppresses and affects mine. Even when I am with my closest friends, I can feel totally myself only when I'm alone. Yes. Yes. Because when you're alone, it's like a drop has been put back in the ocean. It is having conflicts with the great ocean, the whole, what you're part of. When you're alone, the tremendous power, freedom in it, and your frequency of mind and thoughts, your energy frequency, is back in the nature and having full focus and conflicts with what you are part of. Like you are the drop put back in the energy of nature, energy of the universe, and having the conflicts, like the drop back in the ocean, becoming part of its own. And that's when really the freedom and confidence resides, a real confidence, when you become one with the source, one with the energy of the universe, one with the key of the universe, one with the universal life. And that's why being alone is way different than being lonely. Being alone is powerful. Lots of energy there, lots of responsibility and opportunity there, if you know how to use it properly. And Arise Farugia says, hi Mehran, hello dear. Olga says, it's hard to explain. It's like I'm me, but something's wrong. What do you think about that, Mehran? Well, no, that's what I just mentioned. You need to understand that is the conflux. When you encourage the conflux through spending time with nature, meditating, learning about your connection with the energy of the nature, which we all take it for granted. You get up, you go do your things, and you come home, and you feel like you need to sit on a couch, put your feet up, and you're exhausted, or you don't have as much energy as you had in the morning. Have you ever wondered why? Well, I have a video on that, the power of mind, or willpower, or where does it come from, or something like that. But the idea is that we're all made out of mind and body. And this body functions because of the energy of the universe, energy that runs through it. And when you get up in the morning, you're vigorous and energetic. You want to take on the world. You want to go and play tennis. You want to go and do your jobs. You got fresh and vigorous and lots of energy. But even if you sit on the couch all day, watch television or do nothing, let alone if you go out and do stuff and play sports or do your work and stuff like that, interact. But if you just sit on the couch all day long, in the afternoon you feel exhausted. because there's something that is being consumed as your fuel, as energy. That's energy. Just to facilitate your livelihood, to sit there and not do anything, just sit there. That's why in the afternoon you feel tired, even though you didn't do anything. You were just sitting on the couch, let alone if you had gone out and worked. And then when you sleep, your body, your mind enters into a frequency that can accept and receive key, life energy, energy of the universe. That's why through your sleep, you synchronize your frequencies with the energy of the universe, and you receive that charge, and you're filled up and ready to go again the next day. It's like a battery of a toy. You charge a battery, you put it in a toy, and the toy works. And after a while, the battery is not working, toy is not working. So you take the battery, you charge it, and you put it back in the toy works. Same thing. You get up vigorous, you use the energy through your daily work, and you come home, and then, you know, you sleep and you re-energize. And then you use that. That energy is why you feel the way you feel throughout the day. Now, if there's a way that you can replenish the energy while you're doing your daily affairs, that would help a lot, and you will have a lot more energy, and you will not get as tired sooner. Just by afternoon, you won't be that tired, because you have created this ability to not just wait until you sleep to receive all these energies of the universe. You can also replenish, brings this energy while you're spending, like the alternator of a car. See, if you park your car and turn the engine on, turn the lights on, you park your car and the car is off, and turn the lights on, the lights will shine for a while, and then eventually it dies out because the battery is depleted. Now you got to charge the battery. But if you keep the engine on and turn the light on, while the light is being, you know, is shown, the alternator is refreshing and replenishing the battery and filling it up, so it keeps going until you have gas. And when the gas runs out, then everything goes. So that is when we get really old. We can't even take the charge anymore when we sleep. Oh, that's when then our pile cannot accept the charge, cannot hold the charge. That's different. But throughout the day, we got to learn how to be able to bring this energy while we're spending the energy. That's where understanding the relationship with our energy and the energy of the nature comes to the picture. Through meditation, and then beyond meditation, through just simply being in harmony with the energy of the universe while you're actually doing your thing. While you're running, you're doing things, is constantly the alternator. The energy keeps coming and flowing, not just flowing out until you sleep again. These are the abilities that you can train yourself and then enjoy a more of a powerful energy. And then don't limit yourself that when you break up, suddenly you're not capable of bringing this energy. No, you are, but you just don't want to. You just want to lay down there, and you don't plug yourself to you don't plug the battery to get charged. You just lay down there and let it trickle down until the sun gives it energy. Well, maybe it won't be sunny for a few days. Anyhow, let's go on without we get too deep in that. And so Nicholas says, is it normal to have frequent thoughts about a previous partner throughout the week, 2+ years after breakup? Why not? But you know, you should understand why. Because you're only thinking about the pleasures of your ex. Instead of that, why don't you bring balance to it? When the files, the pictorials of what you like, the memories of your ex comes to your mind, you go and allow the emotional files, the energy files, the files that is not all pleasant, let them also come in with all those goodies that you're thinking about. And then you will have the total picture. So when it comes in, and you'll see it's not all sweet, because you're conditioning yourself that this relationship was all good and sweet. because you're only bringing all the good memories to yourself, and you keep looking at it and then thinking, okay, it was all good, and you believe that it was all good. Then you start missing the all good. Why wouldn't you miss it? Because if it was all good, if you constantly think about the good stuff, you will be thinking it was all good, there was nothing bad in it. But if you, when the good stuff comes to your mind, also bring the bad stuff, balance it. I know you want the pleasure, so therefore you filter it. You only bring the good stuff because you want to feel good. But if you want to be realistic and it's broken up, why are you trying to condition yourself that something that wasn't totally good? Because if it was, it wouldn't be broken up. If it was two-way street, it wouldn't be broken up. So why are you trying to convince yourself that it was all good by filtering all the bad stuff? So bring the bad stuff as well with it. Then you will say, oh, shit, I don't feel like thinking about this. It's not good, really. It wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. And you constantly will remind yourself how the truth of it, the fact of the whole story was, and then you will not be fooled by your own conditioning and perpetual thinking about only selective part of your memory that you brings you pleasure and gives you pleasure, that you will condition yourself that everything was good. And then you believe that, then you miss it. Of course you will. So while it's normal to think about the ex or old memories and so on, but treat it as what it does, and also bring about the rest of the information. So you will have a full picture of it, not just the good picture of it. Okay, person needs to go on timeout again. All right, let's put that timeout. It's like a hockey. You misbehave, you go on timeout. So Reese says, why is it in some instances when we like someone else, we put them on a pedestal and think they're amazing, but once we stop liking them, we start to see them for what they are and can see so many flaws? Well, because that's the way it is. It's like you went to a restaurant and you had a full tummy and you come out and that apple has no appeal anymore because you're full. You don't need that. But when you do need it, you think that apple is the only and the best food in the world because there's nothing else around. So that's what you're doing with this one. You constantly thinking that, if you're putting her on pedestal, it's because you want it. You need that. Yeah. When you don't, then you say, why should I put it on a pedestal? Just look at it, what it is. Oh, really? Wasn't that shiny? So that's normal. Okay. Biscuit snippet. I finally caught a live stream. Okay. Thank you, Mehran. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you, dear. Female 35 near Chicago. Okay, good of you to join us. Now, I'm going to upload this right away, and then so you can watch it again. It was a very good discussion. We had many good things in here. I really suggest people who actually have some kind of questions, many of them could be covered in this, not by the number of questions, the types of question, but by the answers that could be applicable to almost any kind of question that you may be having, pretty much. So I encourage you to take a look at it. And Biscuit Snippet, well, since I don't know your name, thank you for sharing your time with us. And make sure, please, to share the videos that you like on your social media or the live talks or the portion of it, so we can get more popular and be known that there is a support available after breakup. And we talk about all kinds of scenarios about breakups. We have over 750 videos now and counting. And also we talk about matters that really makes us feel, think the way we do, which causes us to act, to react the way and feel the way we do in our daily affairs, including our relationships, has to do with thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, and ego. And that is the real roots of what we are trying to share here. But we use the forum of relationship and breakups in order to introduce these knowledge and concept that we can all use in our daily life. Okay, looks like I have answered everyone's question. We are caught up, and at this point, it's time for me to say thank you very much for joining me today and sharing your time with me. And I love you all, and I hope to talk to you soon. And be good to yourself, to the others. Oh, there is a few ones that I've missed here, so I guess I can't go until I discuss that too. There's Kalani here. Aloha dear. Tanya has a question. Okay, I put a break, I have more tea, and then I spend a few more times. Batur says, hey sir, you look very energetic as always. My question is about being happy and peaceful. What are the secrets of being peaceful and happy? We talked about this in this live talk today, about how to create that energy and understand where that energy and unhappiness comes from. It comes from your thoughts, and if you look at it, it will probably have a lot to as a response to your question. Tanya, or Tonya, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. She says, I have a question. In some ways, our identity is the sum of our experiences. Thus, the memories of our relationship, etc., is also remembering who we are today. So when it comes to trying to forget the memories of an ex, isn't that denying a part of who we are? If I woke up tomorrow with no memory of my life, would I then still be me? Well, it's a very interesting question, and we can look at it this way as well. It's like you telling me, well, of course, you know, it has something to do with your life, the memory and all that. But the memories, some memories are useful for us to recognize things, recognize danger, recognize people, recognize things, how we use them, and what are the mechanics of it, what is it good for, and that recognition helps us to also realize what's dangerous, what not to do it again, and avoid being in that circumstance. All these experiences in the memory are helpful. But what you're telling me is also could be looked at like saying, well, aren't the games of soccer that I played is part of me? And if I don't want to remember those games, that means I will lose the ability to play the game, and I'm no longer me with the abilities that I have. Well, look at it. That's a game, and the reason you played that game the way you did, because of the abilities that you have, which really, these abilities makes you who you are. That is how you use your abilities to apply it to games or walking or interacting, a general concept of interaction, a generalized abilities of applying yourself to a task or to a game or to a project and so on. That is not you. That is part of the abilities of you here, which makes you to apply it to whatever it is that you want to accomplish. So having gone through a relationship that is not working anymore, it's an ex, that's just a memory and part of your experiences that could help you in maybe dealing with another relationship because of the experience and knowledge that you gained. But that knowledge is not what you are talking about in memory. The memory is about the pictorials and the experiences you had with that person. That is not the actual knowledge which created in you as an inventory of information which you could be using in other things. Like saying the math that you learn, it's going to help you to solve different problems that if it comes, if you want to solve things. But the problem that you solve is not really necessarily part of you while you get some experience from it to enhance your knowledge and abilities about math. But the real part of your knowledge of math is where you learn math in the classrooms and studied for it. But the particular problem that you engage your knowledge to solve is not you, is how you use this knowledge and about in that. So the game you played is not you, but the knowledge that you have of the game, your abilities of playing the game is used to play that game. So the relationship that you had is not you, but the ability to be able to be in a relationship and interact with it, and the things that you learn from it is fine. But the abilities for you to be in a relationship, conduct a relationship, interact with a relationship is you, not the actual relationship. Your abilities allowed you to create and manage that relationship. So in other words, yes and no. In more part no, in some parts yes, because the energy that you exchange with that person is what you're missing. Part of your acknowledgements, part of your characteristics, part of your time, part of your mind, and the whole introduction of you, how your order is, how your behavior is, how your mentality is, you exchange that with that person. So when that person leaves, you think part of you has left, but really it's the energy you put in there, the information about you that you shared with that person. Now you think that information is gone there and he's left. But really, in fact, only a copy of that information is with that person and left. The actual original information and source of the information and the copy is still with you. So yeah, you will miss that energy exchange, and you feel like is left with part of you because you put that energy and information of yourself and interchange and exchange your interaction in that person, and you feel like that part of you has left, but really it hasn't. You're the source, you're the main root, and you're still here, and you can give copies of that interchange of different kind to other circumstances and relationships as it could arise. I hope that answers your question in some way. Corey, hello Corey, Canada, male 44. Good to see you here. Bojan Milojevic, close enough. You say that there are many more things to build in life, but what if you wasted too much time in your life? You are in your 30s, no job and no education. What if your ex was the only nice thing in your life? Why? What gave that ex to be a nice thing? You. Your thoughts. You dubbed her nice thing. It's because of you that she is important. It is your energy, your evaluation, your thinking of her that made her so important. But by herself, how could she be gauged as nice if you're not there? It is you who judges that and gives that niceness to her, that trophy, that label, that brand of niceness. It is because of you liking her that she becomes important. By herself, there are many people out there don't like her. So do you think they also think she's great? If she was great on her own, not because of other people feeling about her, then would she not be great to everybody out there? But there are many people who don't care about her. They don't want to know her. Even when they know her, they don't like her. So it's you liking her that makes her important. So her by herself is not an anomaly. It is you that have created that statue, that you have given that echelon to her. So, and you say you wasted your time, your life, no job and so on. Well, there are lots of people that eventually they get cranking and find something. Well, that is not supposed to mean that why don't we all go and just do nothing, waste time, and then blame it on the girl who leaves us. Well, why shouldn't she leave us? If we are really not feeling that we are of any importance and go and build something, why would we think, if we don't care about ourselves, if we don't love ourselves enough to go and try to take care of ourselves and get a job and make something out of our life, why do you think that she should like you? I mean, isn't that so? Really, you are giving the importance to her, but you're not giving importance to yourself, because if you do, you should stop wasting time. You should go and start building something. And if you have wasted your time, and now you think, oh, I wasted all my time, I don't have a job, now she was the only nice thing. Well, why should she be the only nice thing? Go get a job and build something, and then you will see that you'll have a lot more opportunities, and you'll find a better girlfriend than this one, because this one was with you when you had nothing, right? So that means really Maybe she just came to herself that it's not going to work because there's nothing there to be offered. And then lovey-dovey is not enough. Life has its own other needs too. So why don't you stop giving yourself excuses about having not done much and no job, and go do much and get a job and build something and become confident, and then you will see how you feel about yourself, and then you may not even like her because now you've got a lot more confidence and abilities, and you will want something more or better because you have become more and better in your right, and you've accomplished things. So first, go take care of yourself. Stop wasting time. It's never too late. You're only 30 years old, for God's sake. What are you talking about? You're talking like you're 85 years old, 90 years old. You're 30 years old. Go find something you like, learn it as good as you can, get an apprenticeship or get that job, whatever it is that you like to do, no matter what it is. Create that confidence in yourself and feel good about yourself. Then you will respect yourself, and then you will not choose anybody unless you respect them and they have something to offer as well. And don't blame her if that was the only reason she left. But don't think that she was the only thing in your life, because you are the most important thing in your life. You are the machine that can turn everything around. You're the one who can go get a job. You're the one who can turn things around in your life the way it is that you don't like it. You are the main part of this life. So go take care of this main part. All the branches, all the other things will be attracted to you when you have already given importance to yourself. I hope that would be something for you to enjoy and think about. Sandy says, when I practice meditation, I become aware of my racing heart and cannot stop focusing on this. Do you have an answer to this, please, Mehran? Well, because you're trying too hard. Meditation is not about doing something. Meditation is basically about doing nothing. So your heart will not race when you're doing nothing. When you're trying to try hard to create something, as if meditation is going to be something that you got to force it through. Now, meditation is when you become in harmony with the nature. Tell me, what is in harmony when there's force involved? When there's force involved, that is not a natural thing. Yeah? In most cases. So, a feeling of flowing, which would mean no conflict. And that's the beginning of meditation, when there's no conflict. So stop forcing it. To begin with, all you can do is just focus on the breathing exercise. I don't know if I have that breathing exercise in the book as well, or just concentration meditation exercise. But anyhow, a breathing exercise, breathing meditation is very simple. You sit seiza or zazen, you know, zazen, cross-legged, seiza, on your knees, and you back straight, relax, put your hands on your knees, just bring it up and then drop it. They will fall on your knees, and just focus on your breathing. Focus, see the breath, the oxygen that is coming through your nostril. You're breathing in, goes to your one point. Just follow the flow and then breathe out. You can make it easier. Just focus on air entering your nostrils. And then focus and see it when it's exiting, when you exhale. So, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Doesn't have to be deep or long. Just follow your breath. In, out. Whether through your nose in and through your mouth out, or whether through your nose in and through your nose out. Just be aware of the breathing. Just focus on the mechanism and the action of breathing, the oxygen, air entering your nostril and then exiting. That's it, like this. No matter how slow or long or short you breathe, just focus on what's happening there, just there. Just be with your breathing. And you will see that it's so nice. You will see that you don't even notice your heartbeat, let alone racing. But just imagine and focus that movement of air through your nose and out. Just be one with the flow of air. Be one with the breathing. Be the breathing. Just be the breathing. Nothing but the breathing exists because you're so focused and you're so aware of the breathing. And that completely takes your mind away from any awareness of everything else because you put it all in here. That's a very simple way, but it's very pleasant. Actually, I didn't want to come out. It was very nice. Maybe one day when we are all ready, I will share a meditation session with all of you so we can do that. Okay, now let's see. Stances. Okay, there we go. Ooh, I gotta keep putting this person on timeout all the time. All right. So many of these useless comments. Ooh, so many. So okay, now I'm gonna have to remove you and simply report and remove. All right. Now, so says Mehran, listen to Livia. Okay, thank you. Olga says, hello, Mehran. Oh, okay. So I was here before, I guess. Now, I guess I caught up. Now, let's see where I was. That's it. Now we're caught up. Aha. Yeah, when we have enough people, I'll do a meditation session for you guys. And this person, Percy, I would like to ask you not to engage with this channel anymore. You are just simply being, you know, improper comments and wasting so much of a space here. So please enjoy your life the way you like, but leave us. We don't appreciate what you are contributing, which is nothing other than a bunch of words, sexual words and nonsense, and not a place for it here. Please enjoy your life in a different way. Thank you. Okay, Tanya says, thank you very much. You're welcome. Now, have I answered everybody? El Haj says, hello sir, how stop comparing yourself with other people? I'm 23 from Minnesota. I always want to be better than other people. We have kind of finished our discussion, El Haj, today, but if you go on my channel and talk about comparing yourself, and there will be a video there that perhaps you can enjoy that, because it's a little bit longer discussion, and at this point I don't want to get into longer discussions because I want to do a good job, and if I started I gotta really get on with it. Abel Arvai says, greetings from Hungary. Oh, hello, dear. I'm glad I found your channel. Do you have any advice if I blame myself for a breakup? Obviously, it is a two-edged sword. Both parts are responsible. Yes, of course. But again, I think I have kind of run out of my vigor for this kind of a beautiful questions and needs elaborate discussions. So I suggest to you, Abel, if you will, go to my channel and search for how to blame myself, how to forgive myself, and there will be some videos coming up. Please watch them, and next time when you find me here, and if you have a question, I'd be more than happy. I think I've kind of ran my time that I wanted to discuss, and I'm kind of excited to kind of, you know, get up and walk a little bit more than sitting here. And I know when I start this sort of question like El Haj had and yourself, it'll be another 30 minutes of discussion because I would like to explain it thoroughly. But I have videos on that basis which you can try, and the next time I promise you I will be more patient with that and I'll do my best to respond. Sandy says, thank you, Mehran. I have been breathing in and out far too hard and for too long. Shorter breaths are better. Yeah, you can just breathe short because there are different meditations, and the ones that we always did was a long breathing, which takes like maybe, I don't know, a minute or 45 seconds or 30 seconds to exhale or inhale, and that was a different kind of meditation. And this one that I just described to you, it's just a simple one. No matter where you are, you just focus on the breathing, the kind of breathing that you're doing, however it is that you're doing, short, long, just be aware of it and you will enjoy. But try to do it when you're sitting somewhere so you won't bang into things but falling asleep. And Percy continues his profanities, or her for profanities, I'm not sure. And Sam says, hey, I just stopped by to say hello. As always, thanks so much for taking the time to do this. You're welcome. Ella says, hello, Mehran. Have a great day, and all of the people here also. Okay, good. All right. All right. All right. Okay, now, okay, guys, it just takes me a second to do a little bit of a report to the YouTube partners about this person who's constantly filling up the messages here, and I have blocked it all. It keeps coming constantly. Let me just do a little report, and you can all go if you like. I just have to be keeping it alive before I make this. Ooh. There we go. So now Now that we have done that, we can clearly be rid of that, hopefully. Yeah, David, I think it was a nice talk. Thank you, Sandy. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you for being with me again. I love you all, and I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.